So here we are with Daphne Whiskey day 8 or night 8 or video 8, I guess, whatever it is. So more of the same tonight, except a lot more of the good stuff than the bad stuff. Again, I don't want to reiterate what I've already said about them being together. I think that once they are in a new place and have a chance to roam the new place together, I think they'll be just fine being together. Definitely keep going with this bonding, and eventually I think you won't have any issues at all. Very positive thoughts on this. I think that the best way to get closer to rabbits like this is to spend time letting them get to know you, which means letting them out, sitting on the floor with them. They're not going to take well to being picked up. They're not going to take well to you coming up and grabbing them. What they are going to take well to is getting to know you on their level, which is you lie down in their area next to them and let them come out and let them sniff you and let them figure out who you are and that you're fine, and I think you'll find that interacting with rabbits at that level, with these kind of rabbits, is going to be a very rewarding experience, or at least it has been for me, to gain their trust and to see them in their in their world, and be able to just have them around you, and eventually, who knows where it's going to go from there. But I definitely think that they definitely need each other and want to be with each other, and I think that will definitely be part of this over time. So anyway, I did reply to your email about when I'm available for you to pick them up, and it doesn't have to be me giving them to you. Probably better if it's not, really, because I don't have the adoption paperwork or anything like that. But do want to be able to show you how to take their temperature and be prepared for any emergencies that may come up. A word about rabbits that are pairs, even a pair like this where it's not like 100% bond, but they are extremely aware of each other and they definitely like each other. In a bonded pair, they should always be together, always be in eyesight of each other, never be away from each other. Taking them away from each other is probably the worst thing that can happen to them. And that's hard when you're at a vet's office, because a lot of vet's offices aren't open to that. So you have to be kind of firm with the vets and say, hey, I want them together, which means if one of them's spending the night in the vet's office, which I've never been a fan of, then the other one should be there as well. They shouldn't be apart from each other ever again. And they have to know where each other are at all times. If they don't, that can lead to having to try to rebond them. Going through all this all over again. What's that, buddy? You alright? You got something in your butt? Probably. You got ants in your pants? Go over there. Yeah. Be mad at me. So they wouldn't relax like that around each other if they were unhappy. Oh, sweetheart. Yeah. So, anyway, I've never been a fan of leaving them at the vet's office overnight. I mean, if they're that sick that they're on vet watch overnight, I bring them home. I mean, if something's going to happen, I want it to happen at home and not at the vet's office. And, that's easy to say until you're in that situation and the vet's telling you if you take them home, they're going to die. But, if they're that sick that they're going to die anyway, I'd rather have them die at home. I know I'm getting morbid here, but I'd rather have them at home in their own area with their mate than sitting at a vet's office overnight in a cage by themselves. That's not good. That's probably just me, though. That's just the way I feel about it. at the very least, if the vet is open to you having the other rabbit there with them, then that's good. That's probably the second best option. What are you eating? I think you're eating your own sequels. That's what I think you're eating. Because I don't see anything over there for you to eat. That's good. Eat your sequels. Yeah, that's what you're doing. Lovely. So anyway, they, when you have a bonded pair, or even a pair like this that's really close, and one gets taken away from the other, then that's not good for either one of them. That's probably the worst thing that can happen to them. If unfortunately you do lose one, you need to bring the body back. The other one needs to know what happened. And it varies. Some of them will accept the passing very quickly and move on. Some others will refuse to accept it and will hover over the body and try and have a relationship with the body. And it's kind of sad to watch, but that's kind of rare. Usually they spend some time with the body, and then when they hop away, you know that they've accepted the fact that the other one's gone. If you don't go through that process, then the other one never knows. They can go into some really deep depressions and waiting for the other one to come back, not knowing what happened. So if you do lose one, you have to go through that process. And that's more clearly defined on the Colorado House Rabbit Society webpage. It's coloradohrs.org. Just put in the search engine losing a friend, and it kind of talks about the process that they need to go through. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that because when we send pairs out the door, sometimes we forget to mention that, and I hope they live a long and healthy life, but you just never know. So you will need to know that information at some point, especially with these two who I think over time will be very, very close. So that's it for tonight.